Well, the sky is cloudier and it's gotten a little cooler out here, but I want to do one more post before I move on. One of the things that I've realized and am increasingly come to accept in the midst of this whole experience is that many people feel very all kinds of different ways about what I did and also about what they think I ought to do, how I ought to conduct myself going forward. And it's important for me to hear about all of this, and there's wisdom in all of it and things that I need to learn in all of it. Um, Before I even went to prison, I had friends who were telling me, you did what you did, but you need to get over it and find forgiveness for yourself, and yes, take responsibility, but also give yourself the freedom to move on and not let this define you, and not let this define who you are from here on. Um, and then there are other people who clearly aren't ready for me to move on, and don't even really feel like I should. And I understand that too. I'm not saying that that's better or worse. One of the things that I've learned is that when you violate people's trust in the way that I have, I don't get to set the terms or the timing for how or even whether anyone will forgive me. So part of this openness that I was talking about in the last post, and that I'm trying to live at another level as I make this next transition in my life, is being open to whatever people say. Um, Even the people who are the most angry with me or the most wounded or both by what I did, and may never choose to forgive me, or be able to. Um, at the same time, I went to prison because I let someone else tell me what I should do after, being a proud and independent Vermonter and kind of ornery and stubborn for much of my life. I listened to someone else's notions of how I should live my life, and it got me in a whole heap of trouble. So I think what I'm coming to here is that it's very, very important to me. I don't think there will, I don't, I don't know how this is going to play out from here on, but I don't anticipate that there will ever be a time in my life that this won't be a really important feature of what I've done, and that I won't be dealing with the consequences. Um, and it's important for me to continue to take responsibility. It's important for me to continue to stop and listen and hear the people who were affected and harmed by what I did. And I also hear the wisdom, and I also feel the calling to let other parts of myself come out more than maybe I've let them, both when I was in prison and also kind of keeping my head down when I got out of prison. Um, so I could be wrong again, but my intention is to move on in these posts and to start talking about other parts of my life. And as I've said before, I'm sure I'll continue to come back to the points that I've made here, but I did want to start with a real, as best I could, to give an accounting and an apology and to take responsibility for what I did. And now I am beginning to feel the calling to start talking about other things. So with the understanding that some people may well not want to hear what I have to say about other things, I think I'm going to, my expectation is that these posts will start going out in different directions from here. So thank you so much for joining me to this far, and I won't do a tease about what's coming next, but I'd like to start talking about other parts of my life. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm not sure if I'll do any more posts here while I'm still in the Northeast Kingdom, or whether it'll wait until I'm back in central Vermont. But I will be back soon, and I thank you very, very much for joining me. Best wishes to all of you. More soon.